It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Yeah, that's right. It's football edition.
Football.
Welcome into Purple Daily every Wednesday. So we have taken the classic Write That Down segment from, this goes back probably like to 2014 or 15 on Mackie and Judd, the radio show. We've been keeping stats since 2018, and we've expanded the franchise to Purple Daily on Wednesdays. Just starting a few weeks ago, we've started to rack up a database of what will largely be incorrect predictions. We're the only show in America that actually keeps track of our predictions and holds each other accountable. And Write That Down on Purple Daily is football slanted. They have to be football related in some form. Super Bowl is this weekend, so there's plenty of low-hanging fruit predictions. But 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns if you have a prediction that goes above and beyond just like low-hanging fruit. And if you want to be part of the show, every single week we welcome in listener predictors. You can DM me at Phil Mackey or at Dex's tweets on Twitter, and we will get you scheduled. Gentlemen, how are we feeling? Judd, Declan,
I'm feeling all right.
Feeling good here?
I don't think I had a good week. I think I know I had at least one thing come off the board, but I have some great Super Bowl predictions. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I feel more confident right now in the classic form because
the
it's
football
comfortable.
format, you're a little outside your box
It's
here.
comfortable, right? The classic form. It's the classic sauce.
Sure.
I feel like this is a new endeavor restaurant I've started. And I don't know if I have the right ingredients quite yet for this one.
I mean, you're leading in completion percentage going into the week here, so.
Yeah, but am I dinking and dunking, or am I actually am I good?
Checkdowns.
Like, am I good, or am I padding my stats?
Check down Teddy. Still gets those completion percentages, man. You gotta.
I feel like I'm down
okay.
in the fourth quarter against the Packers, and now I'm really producing, and it's not really real.
I want you guys to know that my mission is to throw for the end zone as often as possible.
Yeah.
Week to week, but especially this week. I'm looking to throw for the end zone. Especially in one of them, quite literally. I have a prediction that
you Mahomes though, or are you just the guy who is trying?
No, I'm Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. So the ball is sailing.
Yeah, I'm Brett.
Okay.
I'm Brett Favre, early 2000s.
Okay.
Like after his MVP run and before he went to the Vikings.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, interceptions don't matter to me. I'm just throwing the ball.
2
down
defenders.
The field.
You see them both. You say, screw it. I'm going to thread the needle.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
By the way, Brett Favre coming out today, I can't remember what platform, basically saying that Deshaun Watson makes too much money to be complaining about things.
That is correct.
Just shut up and make money and play football.
He's done this before, though. He's it's Brett.
So good old Brett. All right. Let's get to the accountability session. We'll start with Judd Zolgad. Judd, you said the Chiefs will cover whatever the spread is according to the ESPN.com scoreboard on the day of the AFC Championship game. They covered with flying colors.
Yes!
They blew out the Buffalo Bills in that game. I think it was a 3-point spread or something, and they won by like 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah.
However, you did say Matt Stafford would end up with the New England Patriots in 2021.
And then I found out it was never going to happen.
Yeah, that's the only team on his list that he wouldn't play for.
He just said, don't trade me to the Patriots because I don't want to play
That's a pick six.
around that buffoon. You know what it was? Out route, and I didn't see the cornerback.
That's a pick six.
Asante Samuel jumped the route, and now and plus, I watched it too. So I got picked. I did not pursue the corner at all. I, in fact, went to the ground so I didn't get hit.
So 1 for 2 for you. Little 50% completions. Now, I told you guys.
Okay. Okay.
I told you guys, and this is a touchdown because this was only a theory that we brought up. This was a theory that we drove throughout the fall. I said a credible mainstream report. My point was it's going to go from our theory to somewhat of a reality.
We're going to speak it into existence.
Yep. And by the way, a bunch of people on our YouTube channel saying that we are speaking the Kirk Cousins and Deshaun Watson stuff into existence. Hopefully, but I think we're still. I don't
have a bone to pick with that.
A little skeptical as to if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I told you guys a credible mainstream report will surface between now and March 10th on a Kirk Cousins trade to San Francisco. I have awarded myself a touchdown pass for this, but Declan seems to take issue.
Yeah, Declan right away.
What's
up?
No, I don't think it's a credible mainstream report. it's some guy who is from some website we've never heard of. In fact, the website that he works for has like less than 1,000 followers.
Yeah, but he's got like Forbes on that list too, right?
Okay, you can appear on a website. That doesn't mean you
All
write
right.
for them. I don't.
I
You
love
can.
them.
I can give you a hit for
Fire.
this. I don't think it's a touchdown.
Wait a second. If it's a hit, it's a touchdown. I mean, we're debating two things here, and I'm fighting for it to be correct, and
Right.
it's a touchdown. Let's examine the touchdown thing for a second here. There has been no actual reporting at any point.
Right.
Any Kirk Cousins San Francisco discussion has been us
What's the guy's name
theorizing.
again? Who's the guy?
I
Again?
got it right. It's Evan Massey.
Evan Massey.
Evan Mass. I got
Evan Massey has 7,500 followers on Twitter.
Okay.
His work has been featured, according to him. He's a blue checkmark verified reporter on Twitter.
Nice beard.
Not hard to do.
He's been featured on Forbes, ESPN, Yahoo, Fox Sports, SI, and Bleacher Report. And then he owns these other platforms, he says, like Hoop Analyst Net, NFL Analyst Net.
Indie coverage.
Et
Like he's
cetera.
out for sure now.
Judd, what do you think?
Dude, he's a verified blue checkmark, and he reported flat.
There
not to
are-
mention,
I don't have
I
as
haven't
big a
even
problem as
mentioned the
Declan
fact
does with this.
the fact that like Ross Tucker
Yeah.
and Mike
You know what?
Florio
You know
are
what?
openly talking about this.
I think it had a credible. So let's go back and read what Phil said. Okay. A credible mainstream report will surface between now and March 10th on a Kirk Cousins trade to San Francisco. Here's where I think it's right. PFT did a credible deep dive.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't say the trade. If you had said the trade was going to go down, like it was a trade to San Francisco that was going to happen,
Mhm.
then you're not right. But I think you're alluding to somebody was going to take what we've been speculating on and try and advance it.
Yes.
And Mike Florio did like a 10,000 word story on this.
Yes.
So I'm inclined to allow this to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think the semantics of your wording are fine.
Okay.
Like you didn't, if you had said that the trade, like it was about the trade going down immediately, then I think you're wrong.
Yeah. And by the way, for the record, like for something to be, it has to be the other two people have to unanimously shoot it down for it to, like when one of us brings up a contention point, the other two have to shoot it down unanimously. Or if we have another person, it has to be a majority.
It doesn't bother me.
So
Okay.
all right.
I'd
I had
fight-
a bad week, so
I'd fight.
He's just
I'd
lashing
fight
out.
some things, but I'm not going to fight this one. I think it's close.
The listeners had nothing come off the board. Declan said Matt Stafford would be traded to an AFC team.
Oh,
And he said there would be a credible report of the Vikings having interest in Brian Schottenheimer.
He got
I
hired,
did
right?
Google searches. There were none, and he got hired as the
you got-
passing game coordinator by the Jaguars.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So Urban
what's that
Meyer.
new job now?
Passing game coordinator.
Yeah, like
Yeah, Brad
Are we
Childress
just-
had that, didn't he?
making up names now.
Yeah, you just want to bring more people into your
But
stable.
like,
right?
so if I'm the passing game coordinator, am I above the offensive coordinator? Or am
No.
I
No,
below?
no, you're below
You're
him,
below.
right?
But I'm a
Yeah.
coordinator.
Right, but
Of
like
the passing
you
game,
are focusing strictly on the pat. Don't worry about the line. Don't worry about the receivers. Don't worry about the
So,
running backs. Strictly
The
passing.
Vikings with Zim will never have
Right.
a passing game coordinator,
Oh, well, maybe there's a prediction coming on.
That's verbally binding in this
Yeah.
segment. Got to be
right?
careful.
No, but I'm asking this question. I'm saying, right? Because like he's like passing game. What's that?
I would be shocked if they would have a
All right.
passing coordinator.
Okay.
So the stats on the season, Judd Zolg had 50% completions, no touchdowns. I'm at 25% completions with the one touchdown. Declan Goff, 25% completions, no touchdowns. Listeners have yet to get anything on the
Write it
board.
down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
And every week we welcome in guest listener predictors here on Purple Daily to take their shots. Josh, what's going on with you, man? Are you ready to throw the ball down the field? Are you going to check down? What's your strategy here?
I think I'm doing a little bit of both. I think I'm gonna throw it down the field more. I got one check down, but throwing the ball down the field.
Okay. All right, we're going to push the ball down the field,
listeners
Bruce
need to get on
Arians
the board.
style. And we're going to go like this. So Josh, Judd, Declan, back to me, Phil. We'll make 3 trips around the room, one prediction per lap.
Write it down. You like writing things
All
down.
right, Josh, the ball is yours.
Okay, so living in LA, I had a Jared Goff one that would have been right, but he got traded before I was able to come on. So I changed it up a little bit. So out of the 2 LA teams, the Chargers and the Rams, one of them will make the playoffs in 2021, and it'll be the Chargers, not the Rams.
Ooh.
A little heat on Sean McVay if that happens.
I don't. The Rams, their odds went up so much with Matthew Stafford, but I like the Chargers. I like that roster more than I like the Rams.
Also, that division is just ridiculous. Like it's possible that the Cardinals are the lowest
West,
team.
yes.
Yeah. I meant the Rams division. Yeah. And so I don't know that there's a weak link in that division, and it's very likely that the 49ers are going to get Kirk Cousins to take them to the promised land in 2021 as we speak that into existence.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Judd, your first prediction.
All right, my first National Football League. Write that down for this week, or football. Patrick Mahomes will be the MVP of the Super Bowl on Sunday. Patrick Mahomes will be the MVP of the Super Bowl. I'm going with exclusively Super Bowl predictions since it's so easy.
Have we ever had an MVP that was on a losing team?
I don't think that's happened.
I don't think in the Super
Not
Bowl
in the
that's
Super
happened.
Bowl.
It's happened in the Stanley Cup
Yeah,
Finals
it's happened in
before,
hockey before.
but I don't think it's ever happened in the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right, Declan, what about you? What's your first prediction?
All right, mine are all Super Bowl related predictions, so they will all come off the board. Travis Kelce will record the first touchdown for the Chiefs.
I think Travis Kelce. I like
If
that.
with that being specific, is that a touchdown? Because I'm being specific.
Yes.
And I'm saying, and there's a lot of weapons on the Chiefs.
Absolutely.
No, you're
touchdown.
Touchdown?
Absolutely.
All right, then I
Touchdown.
haven't-
So
all
it's the
right,
first. So it's the first one for the Chiefs.
for the Chiefs.
Okay,
Travis
yep.
Kelce will record the first touchdown for the Chiefs.
I'm with you.
It's
Calling
very
a shot.
specific. Yep.
Calling a shot.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
I also have 3 Super Bowl related predictions here. So Tyreek Hill, if I'm not mistaken, went over 200 yards in the first quarter against the Buccaneers last time
That's
around.
right, yeah.
And it was ready to flirt with the all-time single game reception yards record. Write this down. Tyreek Hill will once again go over 200 yards of total offense in the game against Tampa Bay. 200 yards of total offense for Tyreek Hill or more against Tampa Bay.
All right.
I think they're going to go in. They're going to be like, all right, we're going to stop him this time. And they're not going to. Is what
Write
I'm
it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Josh.
Okay, so this second one is this is like a Hail Mary one right here. So with the Chiefs offensive line issues and Patrick Mahomes, he's had some time off to deal with that foot injury, but my prediction is Chad Henne throws at least one pass in Super Bowl 55.
Wow. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I love
Josh.
that.
Oh, that's
That's a great call.
Oh,
I love it. Yes.
Touchdown.
That is
That's a
What if there's a trick? That's a
100, bro. That's
Oh,
absolutely
yeah,
a
babe.
touchdown.
that's a
Yeah.
103
I love
yard interception to the house touchdown.
They could. I wouldn't put it past. Like,
Whoa.
that Andy Reid. So I think you're kind of thinking like injury related, but this is for any reason if they run a trick play or something, that Andy Reid is sitting on like 2 or 3 play designs that he hasn't rolled out in the regular season.
Oh
yet.
yeah.
He's going to dust one of them off at least in this game, and it might involve Chad Henne.
Josh, that's fantastic.
Great.
That is a great prediction.
That's the spirit of right.
I'm envious of the thought process that went into that prediction.
All right, Judd, your second prediction.
Okay, I had a Travis Kelce prediction too, but it wasn't as good as Dex, so I scrubbed it, and I'm going to go with in a different tact for Super Bowl Sunday. Actually, that's off the field. Within the first 3 questions of Tom Brady's post-game press conference on Sunday, he will be asked about his future. So within the first 3 questions, so I don't care if it's a close game, if he is the star, if he is the GOAT, no matter what happens and transpires in the game itself, within the first 3 questions of his Zoom press conference, Declan,
Okay.
he will be asked about his future.
So his post game, like what if he's being interviewed on the field? Does that count?
I would say no, because
Okay.
I'm specifically saying post-game press
post-game-
conference.
Post-game
So
press
not
conference.
like the sideline deal.
I just want to know that you're making it a little bit hard for the official, and that's fine. The official scorekeepers have write that down here. I think I get the transcripts emailed from the NFL, and so I hope that happens, so I don't have to like dig through and.
Oh, we'll see it.
Okay.
I think we'll see it.
But we'll see it. But if it's
We'll
if it's like the 6th question, we're only going to see it out
You
of
might have to
context.
self-report this one.
Oh, I'll watch. That's fine.
I will have to, or
I'm
I
not
can go
complaining.
through the transcripts. I think
I'm
we
not
get the
complaining.
transcripts.
I'm just saying within 3 questions.
By the way, his future, like he's going to play,
That's the thing.
right?
He's
But
going to
someone's
play,
gonna
ask. Question.
but
It's a
I'm
good-
saying
it's
that
a good
he'll be
call.
asked very quickly.
It's a good call.
Okay.
Not a touchdown. But
Are you really coming back?
All right, back to Declan.
All right, in the spirit of touchdown throws and Andy Reid getting creative, a defensive player will sub in on offense and score a touchdown in the Super Bowl on Sunday.
That's 2 touchdowns.
dude.
We got touchdowns
Yes.
all over the show today.
So, and this could happen with the Bucs too. I'm not
Dude.
specifying the team. A defensive player
Wow.
will sub in on offense and score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
That's 2 touchdowns for
William
you. Right
touchdown
there.
Refrigerator Perry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
how
going
many
for
times
tutties.
this happened.
Screw this. I'm going for tutties.
Fat man touchdown.
Oh yeah, I love me a fat man touchdown.
I'm sorry, you're going for what?
Tutties.
I like that you didn't just say a defensive player will score a touchdown.
Well, I
You're
originally
saying
had
we'll
that.
score
That
a
was whack.
touchdown on offense.
Yeah, that's what I originally wrote down. It's like,
But-
no.
But that's a home run too. If like
Oh, for
it's
sure.
not often that happens.
But Oh, this one's
Write it down. You like
this is a
writing things
Minneapolis
down.
Miracle type of thrill.
All right.
I am checking down today.
Write this down. Despite the fact that I've already predicted Tyreek Hill will go over 200 yards of offense, which would probably lead to a Kansas City win if that happens. Write this down. Tom Brady will overcome a double-digit second-half deficit to win the Super Bowl on Sunday. The Buccaneers will trail by double digits in the second half.
And he'll overcome
and Tom
it?
Brady will overcome it,
That's
or the Bucs will overcome it and win the Super Bowl.
And that's a touchdown too?
Yes, indeed. It's very specific. All right, back to Josh. Your final prediction.
Write this down.
Final prediction on Saturday night: Justin Jefferson will be named Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, so it's him and Herbert, right? Is there anyone else that's even
Chase Young?
Yeah, Chase Young had a great season. Usually it tends to lean toward quarterbacks, but as far as being dominant at your position, Justin Jefferson's legitimately in the conversation as a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Herbert might at some point be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, but no one is putting him in that category now. So if this happens, I would agree. Josh, great job with your prediction. Since you have this platform on Purple Daily, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that got you to this moment?
Yeah, I want to thank my parents, my family, and my amazing girlfriend Alyssa, and my dad for sitting through every Vikings game. But Vikings fans, there is hope for the future. I am feeling good about the future in Minnesota.
Right on.
Love it.
All right, Josh, bring in the great predictions.
Good stuff, Josh.
Bring in the positivity.
That was awesome.
All right, we'll do it again. We'll do it again sometime.
Have a good one.
All right. Back to Judd, your
Nice-
final prediction.
Nice
here.
microphone.
Nice
man.
mic.
Dude, he had
nice
a pro
predictions.
setup, man.
That was a good setup.
You set the bar a little high there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about me. All right. My final prediction, I will continue on the Super Bowl theme, but off the field. Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan will go over 2 minutes with the national anthem on Sunday.
Okay. I didn't even know Eric
Me
Church
neither.
was singing the national anthem.
I perked up right when you said that.
Eric Church and Jazz, I looked this up yesterday. These two, I guess, are going to duet the anthem.
Oh, yeah. That'll take forever.
Yep.
So I'm guessing
Yeah.
it's going to take, because I think
Good
Church,
call, man.
I think Church did I read this. He did the anthem at a sporting event once and actually went fairly quickly by himself.
Yeah.
But if you're duetting it, I don't think that you will. So it will go over, Declan, 2 minutes
Okay.
for the anthem.
What's the halftime performance?
It is the weekend.
Okay.
Haven't you been watching those endless ads with the weekend?
I've seen a bunch of ads with the weekend, but I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
that's
are
all
those
for the Super Bowl halftime show.
where his face
It's
is all
Pepsi.
weird?
No, his face is
Well,
now.
his face is normal now. It
Now.
was weird. It
He's
was
in a
weird.
car, and his face is normal now. But I
Okay.
guess, like
Yes.
Deck said, it was weird for
it
a
was
while.
Weird.
Like, why was it weird? He was doing something.
You know what? Actually,
Food
I don't
allergy
know.
or something?
Maybe I don't know. I like the weekend.
Well, so do I.
But yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I thought maybe he was
The musical
allergic
act.
to soy or something.
Write
Yeah.
this down.
Or who's it on?
me.
All right,
Me,
back
it's
to
on me.
Declan.
All right, last Super Bowl prediction: Tyler Johnson, the wide receiver, will have a catch of at least 15 yards in the Super Bowl. So Tyler Johnson hasn't been targeted a ton this year. I think he only had like 15 receptions in the regular season, but Brady has found him in some clutch third down throws.
Yeah, you're right.
And this is off the record where the catch happens, but I'm just going to say Tyler Johnson will have a catch of at least 15 yards in the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Final prediction here, boys. I'm throwing the ball down the field here. And quite literally on this last prediction, I'm looking for touchdowns. Write this down. One of the two teams will connect on a Hail Mary at the end of a half in this game. So, and I'll just define that. A pass of 40 yards or more to close out a half.
Okay.
And I'm not going to include for a touchdown in case it gets caught on the 1 yard line and gets tackled. I don't want that to derail a correct prediction. So actually, hold on. At least, hold on. At least one of the two teams will connect on a Hail Mary to end a half in this game.
What you did there.
A pass of 40 yards or more. Inside 10 seconds, too, just to clarify. Inside 10 seconds, 40 yards or more.
Okay.
I realized the flaw in the first version of this prediction said one of two teams. Well, if they both connect on Hail
That would
Marys,
be
then
awesome.
I would be incorrect on this. Specificity can be your enemy sometimes. It can be your friend and your
Didn't
enemy.
even think of that. Didn't even think of your potential.
Listen, I am a
football
high
there.
level,
You are.
write that
You're
down.
a
player.
PhD, write that down.
So those are your write that down predictions. In just a second, by the way, There's an article on ESPN.com that discusses how close every team is to winning a Super Bowl and
Write it down. You like writing things down.
their thoughts on the Vikings. Every Wednesday, we go through these predictions, though. Write that down, predictions, and an accountability session. So if you want to be part of it, DM Dex's tweets or Phil Mackey. And this segment is always powered by our friends at Corona Hard Seltzer, Declan Goff.
Oh, the Super Bowl's going to be a Corona Hard Seltzer influence show. It's probably going to be a solo Super Bowl party at Declan Goff's house this Sunday. Last year, I survived Rami Makloff's Super Bowl party. And let me I wanted
Did he cook the full spread last year?
Yes, I wanted a T-shirt for surviving that party. There was appetizers, there was main dishes, there was post dishes. That's when I earned Rami's true respect, is when he saw the figure and physique of me being able to keep up with Rami Makloff, because the dude does love to eat. And I was able to do that. But this year, it'll be powered by Corona Hard Seltzer, the only hard seltzer made with pure beach vibes, with a refreshing splash of fruit flavors such as tropical lime, mango, cherry, and blackberry lime. Corona Hard Seltzer is a tasty spiked sparkling water with a splash of natural fruit flavor that allows you to enjoy the moment. In each can, Corona Hard Seltzer has 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 90 calories, and is gluten-free. Relax responsibly. Corona Hard Seltzer, spiked sparkling water with natural flavors, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
So ESPN.com, I think this is a combination of like the NFL Nation reporters here. And it says 30 other NFL teams want to be in the position of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One win away from Super Bowl title and Vince Lombardi trophy territory, right? Mm-hmm. And they have ranked all of the other teams. Well, they've included the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in this, but they've got these categories: current contenders, on the cusp, 1 year out, 2 years out, 3 years out, and 4 or 5 years out.
Buzz off. Drop out of the league.
The 2 years out and the 3 years out is a weird distinction. I don't know why you wouldn't just put a couple of years out.
Multi-years out might be.
This team is 2 years out, but that team's 3 years out. I don't know how you
guys are
that.
really screwed. 3 years for you.
So before I go through this and unveil where they think the Vikings are at, when you guys hear these categories: current contenders, on the cusp, 1 year out, 2 years out, 3 years out, 4 years or more out, where do you think the Vikings are at? And where do you think the Vikings are at, sort of currently constructed with a couple upgrades, versus like where they could be at if they made a couple changes too? You can interpret it however you want.
Well, I think, first of all, that their interpretation of how they did this is probably going to be different from mine, because when I watch the team on a consistent basis, I am convinced that the window of opportunity for most of the roster that they currently have, not the up-and-coming guys like Jefferson, is closed. So I am going to say that I think they are at least 3 years out of a Super Bowl, because Cousins is probably going to stay here, and they're not going to win one with him. And they're going to have to change things. And I actually think that they're also not going to win one with Mike now as coach. So he's going to have to be gone. I'm assuming that they won't be gone immediately. So I'm going to say, in my opinion, 3 years out.
Yeah, I think they're more 2 years out. If everything goes right, they can be 2 years out if they get the right quarterback. Obviously, if you get Deshaun Watson, we're talking about a complete different expediting process. But right now, with where they're at, their defense is basically, I mean, even with the young corners who could take the next step, the core of their defense is basically at their ceiling, man. It's 1 year more with guys like Harrison Smith and Eric Kendricks and stuff before they really start to go downhill, I think. So I would say it's probably 2 years out. Teetering towards the other direction too, unfortunately, where Judd is saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I certainly don't think they're on the level of the teams that are in the now bunch, and we'll get to this list. But I think, like, if they were somehow able to land Deshaun Watson and keep the roster intact and maybe add a left guard, I think they become one of the top 6 teams in the NFL. I know that Kirk had a good year, but I mean, adding a guy who can move, who's dynamic, who has more upside, and then you put him with those weapons that Kirk had, someone who's more improvisational and just has a better track record late in games too. I mean, think about this. Kirk Cousins has started twice as many games in his career to this point as Deshaun Watson. Kirk has 16 game-winning drives. Deshaun already has 10. And so, and I would argue that, like, last year was such a throwaway year for so many reasons. So if you make that change, you're in a different category. If you don't make that change, I just don't see how you're going to be anything other than glass ceiling good for a few years. So I would probably put them in like the 2 years away category. So in the now, like contenders now category, ESPN.com has Chiefs, Bucks, Bills, and Packers. So the 4 teams that were playing on championship weekend.
That's ballsy.
Yeah, it was very bold. Bold takes.
That took a stance right there.
In the on the cusp category, they've got the Rams, Seahawks, Saints, and Ravens. I don't know that I would put the Saints in that category. The Saints are so far over the salary cap. They're going to have to say goodbye to some key players. Drew Brees probably not coming back. I don't know if he's officially announced that or not.
Yep.
So, like,
that's interesting.
How are you on the cusp if you lose Drew Brees and other key highly paid players to just be pressed up against the salary cap?
Yeah, I don't know.
Help me explain that one.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Still a year away. They've got the Indianapolis Colts, the Cleveland Browns, the San Francisco 49ers, the Tennessee Titans, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
So build in 2021 and go forward. The Steelers don't feel like they're a year away. They feel like they're a year away from a total rebuild.
Correct.
Yeah.
To me.
They don't belong in that list.
And so this goes back to what we talked about a couple days ago as well here regarding the Colts. What I like about the Colts is because they don't have a QB and they sort of have their pick of one, they are in a category that it would almost be more fun to be in, right? Because like if they get this right quickly, they can pop.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the sort of weird thing of if you're not going to have an absolute top QB, you know what? Keep your options open.
Yeah.
Explore your opportunities.
Go speed dating, bring Phillip Rivers in for a few minutes
Exactly.
and Jacoby Brissett over here for a few minutes.
And now if you can get, a Watson, that's completely different. But if you're going to be like, we got a Cousins, yeah, it's okay. I'd rather be in the instability of the relationship and be like, you know what, Kirk, it's been fun, but I'm leaving now.
Then there's the getting closer 2 years away category. And ESPN.com has the Dolphins, the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Vikings are in the 2 years away category. And here's what they write. You guys tell me what you think. So it reminds us that their last Super Bowl appearance was in 1976. Thank you very much. Strategy for becoming a Super Bowl contender. The Vikings are the most successful NFL franchise, 7th all-time in win percentage to never win a Super Bowl. This is still a highly competitive team that isn't afraid to spend, even if it goes against the trends of the NFL, like paying a running back megabucks. Minnesota teams are built on the strength of defense, which played a factor in the Vikings being one game shy of the Super Bowl in 2017. With Mike Zimmer at the helm, the model isn't going anywhere. Biggest X factor. The offense showed it can score at will with just about anyone last year, but the defense, which is in the process of a multi-year rebuild, needs vast improvement. Minnesota has a formula to get the best it can out of Kirk Cousins, surrounding him with playmakers such as Thielen, Jefferson, Cook, and Irv Smith Jr. making this mention.
Nice.
If the team can find ways to improve the defense, such as spending on pass rushers in free agency or making scheme adjustments, then the Vikings would be 2 years away from getting to the Super Bowl. And by the way, this is written by our friend and contributor on Purple Daily, Courtney Cronin. So
I disagree with one thing vehemently. They cannot score at will. That's the problem. They take if their approach is if they're up by 15 or down by 15. Their drive is the exact same. They matriculate slowly but surely down the field by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. But Mike, you're down by 17 points in Tampa. Don't you want to score quickly? Hell no, not when we can establish the run more. I disagree with that. And that's where I think the statistical success of the offense blinds us to the reality of the shortcomings, which is they might have the components to score at will, but they did not do that. They definitely did not. The only time that they basically scored at will was when the opposing defense was up by a ton and basically said, we don't care.
Yeah.
So I disagree with that. I think that they are 3 years away because I think that they're fundamentally flawed in how they're going about their business. And I guess my case is that starting with the coach, I don't think it works. And so I think that you're going to have to I'm pretty certain that the Vikings in 2021 are going to come back with what the Vikings believe to be the truth of football. Let's run and play D. And I think the defense is going to be improved, and I think that they'll win more games. But if we're talking about championship team, Phil Mackey's, right? Like this whole show, we always talk about championship teams. We don't talk about, I hope you can make the wild card round because that's sure a fun weekend. If you're talking about a Super Bowl championship team, this team is going to have to go through, I think, at least a year of exploration of who they are to realize they're not in the right place, which is why I think it's 3 years and not 2 years.
I also think it's easy to get tripped up. You know, this is about Super Bowl contention, this discussion in this article. And then there's playoff contention, and so it's such a short bridge to playoff contention because you're always kind of there. You're the Vikings. You're always competitive. You draft pretty well, and so the bridge to get back to 9 wins, or it was actually 8 wins, was the bar to get to the playoffs this last year. So that's a very short, walkable bridge. But that's not this discussion. And it sometimes it feels like, oh, once you're in playoff contention, then you're close.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of teams and formulas that can get you to playoff contention that have no prayer of getting you to Super Bowl contention.
Correct.
The Chicago Bears were in playoff contention this year. Do you look at what they're doing and say, boy, they're just like a tweak away? Now, if you added Deshaun Watson to what they're doing, okay, maybe they're in a different conversation. But I agree with you. There are certain philosophical things here, things beneath the surface that need to be addressed offensively as well as defensively before the Vikings jump into one of these on the cusp or current contenders categories.
How do you watch that third quarter drive in Tampa Bay when you were down again, I believe, by 17 points? How do you watch that drive and say, this is acceptable? Good idea. Like that drive right there should be put on a film of the grave that this era of Viking football will be eventually buried in. And that to me is the poster child for what was wrong.
Yeah. So, more conversations to be had here as we look to continue fixing and molding the Vikings. Real quick, thank you so much to everyone. The last 2 days have been 2 of the most consumed episodes of Purple Daily since we took it over on a daily basis in the early part of 2020. Mostly Kirk Cousins speculation discussions the last couple episodes. So don't tell us not to speculate, dang it. Because the people want speculation, and we are the godfathers of Club Reckless Speculation.
They want it reckless. The people want it reckless, and I love it.
Reckless speculation.
The club. What's the handshake or fist bump now? I guess
it's got to be a fist bump
or the forearm shiver bump.
It's like an elbow tap. Yeah.
Double tap.
Also,
a hard seltzer cheer.
Oh, I like it.
There it is. Yep. There it is.
There you go.
We also have an Instagram account. It's at Score North. SKOR North is our parent company here that produces Purple Daily, Mackie and Judd, The Scoop with Doogie, and Royce Unchained. So you can hit us up on Instagram, Instagram.com/Score North. The _Dexter for Declan. I am at Phil Mackey, and he is at Jay Zolgad. So you can hit us up, and we're also all on Twitter too if you want to follow more of our shenanigans. So thank you for hanging out with us. And tomorrow we are expected to be joined on the show by none other than Jared Allen, former great Vikings pass rusher and a man who knows how to wear a mullet.
Oh, God, yeah.
So we'll talk to him, get him, maybe tell him some stories from his time. Thanks for hanging out with us on Purple Daily.